Ahoy there, Gwent fans. I'm Dead Broke Nerd, and I have a really fun deck for you guys today. I call it the Ambush League, mostly because this is a Bush League level deck for Scoia'tael, because it doesn't use Francesca. Instead, it uses Eldain, but that's where you get the ambush part of things, because basically you're using lots and lots of traps. I love traps. Traps are really, really fun because your opponent just doesn't know which one you're using, and so you get a little bit of mind games in there. It's a blast. So I wanted to make a trap deck. I've actually been playing this, and I've teched it a little bit to help out with the Francesca meta, as well as it does actually pretty good against Syndicate, I found sometimes too, because I'm running the one of Serpent Trap. It is a gold, so I can only run one. I'd probably run two if I could, because what it does is it just destroys the next special card played by your opponent. So there's plenty of special cards in Syndicate, you know, Dip in the Pontar and Eavesdrop and all those sorts of things. So they're going to play special cards eventually. But especially with Francesca, which typically only runs like 3 special cards, right? Like Novigradian Justice, Waters of Brokilon, and Call of the Forest. This is going to eat one of them at least, and sometimes 2 of them when you include Yorvith, who gets to bounce an ally trap and then play another one. And the cool thing with Yorvith, you don't always want to play the same one you just played, right? You can play one of the other ones in your hand and manipulate it. So there's lots of fun things you can do. Like I said, the mind games are real. Your opponent never really knows which one you're going to play. It's just got some good point swings in the deck. Great Oak. You've got Portal to pull some solid bronzes with Elven Swordmaster and Elven Scout, both engines that will grow with the cards that you play in your deck. But yeah, like I said, Great Oak and Isengrim, Tiarna. Don't judge me. I don't know how to speak Elvish. But the point is, this is a great card because everything in this deck is elves. The elf synergies are the point of the list. There's only a few things that are not elves. You're running Yaevinn as well to take advantage of all those elf allies. Deal some big damage. Some of the top units, of course, you've got the half-elf hunter to summon 2 hunters, or excuse me, 2 Deadeyes. Like I said, you're getting a lot of elves out. Helps with the Swordmaster, so there's just all these natural synergies in terms of the tribal, but then of course the traps are helping you out as well, because Eldain gets to transform your activated traps into those Deadeyes so you can spiral them over and over. Now you want to be careful. Aileron sometimes will come out if you're not counting how many elves are on your board. You want to make sure you're not bringing out Aileron if you don't want to, or if you don't have to, okay? So if you're already winning a round, you want to make sure you don't put that extra elf down, because Aileron will come in and you won't have it for a round 3. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoy this list. The Ambush League is really a fun deck and actually has been doing quite well for me. I haven't really lost much with this deck in the limited time I've been playing it, so hopefully it does well for you. And if you like the video, please like and consider subscribing to the channel. I do stuff for Elder Scrolls Legends, Hearthstone, Gwent, of course, and I've recently gotten into Mythgard. I hope to be putting out some videos for that game as well. So consider subscribing so you get notifications when a new video goes up. And of course, if you have any ideas for the deck, feel free to comment. I would love to see what you guys think about this deck. How's it working? What's it doing well for you guys with the enemies, and see where the matchups are good, where the matchups are bad. And if you have ideas of cards to maybe tech in something you know, DBN, I think this would be a great card. I want to hear it because I love this deck, and frankly, I would love to see this deck get even better and put all of our big brains into one basket. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, this is the Ambush League. I hope you enjoy the game. All right. Looks like we got a game here. Yeah, let's see what we can do with Eldain. All right, cool. I'll tell you, one of the first things that interested me when I started Gwent was the traps, and of course, when they first started, they weren't that good. And Eldain came out, and Eldain also wasn't that good. but no, there's some cool stuff you can do here. So we do have Portal in the opening hand. So we can get the Swordmaster and or the Elven Scout. Looks like all of those are going to be... So there's the Swordmaster. We could redraw the Swordmaster. We definitely want to ditch Aileron, okay, because Aileron gets tutored out. Double Incinerating Trap. That's a lot of traps in this opening hand, not a lot of creatures. I'm going to go ahead and throw one of these back, although we do have Yorvith. Okay, we're going to stick with that. So I like these Vryhead Dragoons. They're not quite as good against Nilfgaard, it feels like, because of the, there just isn't quite as much that's row restricted. Now there is definitely some.
I live to serve you.
Okay, looks like my opponent is is going to be messing with my draws a little bit. So that's a little unfortunate, but we're going to play the portal, and we're going to play it on the melee row. We may want to, let's see, do I want to play anything first? I could play the Swordmaster. No, we're going to go ahead, we're going to play the portal on the melee row. Let's see what it pulls out. It's going to be 1 scout and 1 Swordmaster. Those bronzes are just a little bit better than they used to be now that they're increased in starting skill, so that'll be nice. My opponent is going to burn my incinerating trap. Oh man. So this guy's going to be thinning my deck, unfortunately. Alright, now we probably want to be playing a trap of some sort here. Or an elf. We want to be playing a trap or an elf. This courier has 5, okay. So we're going to karate chop something. Traherne or the courier. Oh, karate chop. Karate chop the courier. And then it's either the other Swordmaster to get the double damaging engine, which I actually do like that. They're going to want to deal with that. We'll get the value from the traps eventually. So keep in mind this pitfall trap is going to be really, really good for a big play of my opponents. It's the Dazbog rune. Goes ahead, picks up a recruit, which will boost a soldier. No soldiers around, so that was a pretty bad rune for him, it looks like. He's going to come back around to us, who've got the double chop. Not so bad. Going tall, we don't really have a good answer for tall, but we also don't have a good answer for anything else. I think we want to waylay here, get the double elf. No, we want to be careful with that. We want to be careful because we do know that, once we get 5 elves, we will pull Eldain no matter what, and we don't always want to do that round 1. Alright, so we're going to go chop chop on, I say, Traherne. And then I think I want to put down a incinerating trap, or maybe I want to go pitfall trap with the idea of going for the... I don't think I want to play Summoning Circle round 1, so if we don't have to, we're going to avoid that. I'm going to just go... I'm going to go Pitfall Trap. Mostly because we have Yorvith to bounce it. So. Okay. Alzur's Thunder zaps my trap person. Well, it's going to make us wish we played the Serpent Trap there. Just going to bring Traherne back to the hand, boost it, and so that way he can sabotage me some more. No! Just going to pick a card to move to my grave. Hopefully nothing too bad. Yes. Oh, just kidding. That's right. We have the Pitfall Trap to blow it up. Aha! Alright, so we're going to go Yorvith. We're going to bounce a trap. We're going to play another trap right there. We're going to go chop, chop, and mostly because we're saving the recruit to waylay. So yeah, I forgot that that goes in before the damage. But yeah, so we did save our cards there from the second Traherne. Which, that feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. Destroy an enemy artifact. Okay, blows it up. It's really not that big of a deal, honestly. 16 to 11. If I play another elf, I can move something. I think I want to go... I do think I want to go Vryhead because let's see, move an enemy unit to their other row. I'm going to scare him, make him think that this might be another trap. We're going to go chop, chop. I mean, now he'll know it's not, because the, where is that? The crushing trap. But, so it's gonna be Palmerin. Let's see. or Milton. So damages adjacent units by 2. Okay, and it worked even though he was doing that. We'll go ahead and do I want to waylay here and get Eldain out? Not really. I'll put this here to make him think it's a horn. Some of the fun things about the traps that you can freak them out and make them think that things are things that they're not. Things are things that they're not. That's not very specific, but okay. So we're gonna flip this card over. We're gonna deal 3 damage. We're gonna chop, chop, and then if we... So unfortunately, it seems like we're gonna be getting a Eldain no matter what we do, so we might as well... So we have to get Eldain to win this. Kind of sucks. But it will have to do. Eldain pops in. Now we're on overkill. But we do get the round at least. So a little unfortunate there. We didn't have a way to get around it. I held off on the summoning circle. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have played the summoning circle. There's a lot of options and choices here. I was thinking maybe I'd want to save that for a longer round, which looks like we're going to go into, so, you know, not technically wrong yet. Yaven's nice. Vryhead Dragoon. Again, like, there's not as much. I think I want to dig for some of those better gold cards. We got the Mahakam Horn. That's really nice. We're going to pass. Again, like, we really need to find some of our golds here. Half-Elf Hunters are great. Eisengram, Great Oak. You know, all those are really nice to have because I don't actually get that many dudes out when I have these heavy trap hands. Okay, so we lost the round. No surprises there. We're going to go into this round 3. Get the double half-elf hunter and a scout. We're definitely getting rid of the scout, looking for something better. We want to find Great Oak if we can. Morin and Eisengrim are good too. How many more mulligans? We have just 1 more mulligan. Waylay. These are Harmony, which is kind of nice, but we're all elves anyways. So this is basically 6 points, but they do better with Yaven, so I think we're actually getting rid of Waylay. Or do I want to get rid of Crushing Trap? We got Morin. Morin's a Dryad, so that'll actually work with these half-elf hunters. Nilfgaardian Knight. Okay, doesn't have to give me the boost. Yeah. Okay, we just start with the Summoning Circle and hope that there's no more artifact removal. My opponent did have 1, but they used it, so... Boop. That will be able to pull something really good by the end. So actually, by the end, I'm going to probably want to pull Great Oak with it if my opponent doesn't kill it. So I do have to lock that, I think. I do have 2 locks. I think we want to go with Ciaran because the Morin is going to... We want to ideally save Morin for the half-elf hunters if we can. So we're going to move it and lock it.
I'd hoped we could solve this some other way.
Okay, Isbel. I wish we knew what our top card was. I really hope it's not Great Oak on the top. Okay, let's I could lock this one too, but I guess I'm just gonna roll the dice on this. So we're gonna go ahead with a half-elf hunter. And just get it down. Trying to decide if I wanna try to play the pitfall trap now. I think we're gonna roll the dice here. Play the half-elf hunter. Like I said, we want to get these down. I do have triple traps, so we are going to miss 1 point off of Eldain. which does kind of suck. I suppose we could have done that last turn, but it would have ended up the same. We would have had to spend the same stuff. Gives me a Vryhead Dragoon. Okay, so we know that my opponent liked their card better than my card. I can't say I blame him. I mean, Vryhead's okay, but it's not amazing. What it does do, oh man, that was our Isengrim. Okay, so Isengrim might be better than Great Oak by the end of the game. We'll see. So this got damaged by its power. Luckily, that was pretty good. We're gonna go with another half-elf hunter, I think.
You annoy me.
So let's see. Summoning Circle will be able to pull Isengrim. Won't be able to pull Great Oak. Because it's based on provision cost, I believe, right? Yeah, so I was wrong about that. We couldn't pull Great Oak, but we can pull Isengrim once it gets to 8, which is good because we've got lots of elves to go and pull from. So, but we did that. We're just going to pass now. So now that does mean we'll get our harmony points, what little we can claim from our hunters. And our Yaven actually is pretty strong now. So Yaven deals 5 damage right now. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
As you wish, master.
Vikavaro Novice, draw a card, then place a card on top. Sure. Whatever lane my opponent builds, we're going to go Crushing Blow onto it eventually. Let's go ahead and drop the Pitfall Trap. Hopefully throw them for a little bit of a loop there. We're going to put it here to make them think it's a horn. It's not.
The good of magic is the
Okay,
greatest
Fringilla comes down, and it's going to get toasted. Fringilla, damage an enemy by 2, increase the number of targets by 1 for each adjacent mage. So that would have been, oh man, that would have been a lot of things taking a lot of damage there. So luckily we got that one out of the way. At this point, I probably want to go Crushing Blow onto, or Crushing Trap. Yeah, we're going to go Crushing Trap. Again, we're going to put it here in between the things. We're just trying to disguise our plays, make them think it's more than one thing. If we don't put a trap between 2 things, our opponent basically can't trust it. You know, we'll sort of discount the Mahakam Horn, right? So we always, if we can, we always want to put something in between people, I think, because they'll basically ignore it otherwise. Okay. Or they'll ignore the possibility of it being the horn. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Let me go ahead and go Vryhead. We're going to toss the Nilfgaardian Knight backwards. When we end our turn, this will go off. And zap. Deal a bunch of damage over there. That feels pretty good. It's going to go back to their side. So we do have last say. We're going to want to play the Mahakam Horn like now. So my opponent just played the Artifact Compression to reset the Imperial Golem. It sucks, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to go ahead and do this. So our final plays would look like Yaven to blow up the Imperial Golem a lot. We would be looking at... I think I'm going to go ahead and switch these. Trying to think if there's any situation where the Mahakam Horn wouldn't be good. Like, I don't see how he would... I don't see how my opponent would instantly activate it. So we're just going to go... Yep. Because remember, it's when my opponent passes, so we don't want it to be our last play if we are on last say. Yaven's going to do a bunch of damage. It's going to be sweet. So that's ideally our last play. Palmerin is going to... What is this? Deal 2 damage? And that's it. Right. Okay. So we're going to go switch... Switch. We're gonna go. I don't have anything locked, so I'm just gonna do the damage by 2.
Mother will be proud.
So we're just gonna damage Halmarin by 2, I suppose. We'll get the harmony like that, and we'll pass. Next turn, we go for Isengrim. We play Yavin, and that'll be that. Hopefully, we can secure it with the Mahakam Horn as well. Which, after my opponent plays this, the horn will flip. We'll get the buff. We'll switch it with Eldain. We'll damage things with Yavin. We'll buff things with Isengrim. Should be good. Let's hope our opponent doesn't throw a wrench in the works. Oh, I really hope not. Oh, what's he got? What's he got? Oh no, what is that? Oh, he gave us Great Oak. And then we're going to go grab Isengrim. Deploy. Oh, I missed a point. It's okay. I'm just trying to do this before he passes. Go. I'm going to get it on in there. Smack him. All right, good game. Oh, man. Dude got ambushed.